Ah, well, everything we do today is going to be for me. So I hope you guys enjoy it. So go ahead and cross your legs at mid shins. Sukhasana. Make sure that you're seated right in the center of your blanket. And then you want to look down at the center of your kneecaps. You want to make sure that they're extend straight out towards the top edge of your mat. And then lean over one side to the other. Take the hand, upper hamstring, lower buttock. Rotate out, draw back. Do this on both sides. You want to feel as if your two sits bones have moved away from one another. And then go ahead and bring your fingertips into your blankets or your mat. You want to press and lift your side ribs and bring the very tops of your shoulders down away from your ears. Draw your abdominal wall back, your tailbone down, and see if you can relax this part of your outer knees and your outer legs and outer hips. Next exhalation, bring the hands together at your heart center. This is Namaskarasana. Make sure that your inner arms come in towards your outer ribs. Close your eyes if you hadn't done so. Begin to center yourselves using your breath. Remember that it's the Ujjayi breath, which is an audible inhalation. There's an audible exhalation. Fill the lungs on your inhale. Empty the lungs completely through your exhale. I'll chant Om. Join in or you're welcome to just listen. Exhale your breath, bow your head. Bring your hands to the very tops of your legs. Give a gentle press with the hands into the very tops of the legs and center your head. And as you take your next exhalation, open the eyes and you can release the hands. Use blocks on this one if you'd like. If you want to use block, one comes right outside of the right leg. The other block goes into the left hand. You'll lift your side body, shift your torso forward, and then move your left arm over to the right-hand side of your mat. And you kind of want to go towards the top edge. Now with your right fingertips, bend your right elbow, press into your block, move your weight over to your left. Move your weight over to your left. And then look here, look a little bit for evenness between your side ribs. Is your left side rib and your right side rib even? Yeah. Move the block over again to the left-hand side, or right-hand side of the mat. Sorry, girls. And then see if you can get that left side rib cage, guys, to extend out towards your hand or towards your block. Perfect. Grip over your block, bring it back towards you. Perfect. So I'm going to keep the same cross. I'll bring the block to the left, take the block in the right hand, move it out towards the top edge of the mat, left-hand side. Once you get your block out as far as you can, bring your fingers together. Walk your fingertips towards the very top edge of your mat or of your block. With your left fingertips, guys, put some weight in your left fingertips and push your weight over to the right. Great. Bring your chin so your chin moves more towards the groove of your neck, and then check left and right side rib to see if they're even. And then grip over the block as you look towards it, bring it back towards you. And then let's uncross and recross. So we'll cross our legs opposite. And then once more, adjust the buttock flesh. I'm going to use my two blocks. You don't have to if you don't need to. But I'm going to lift the side rib, bring the blocks out in front, push the blocks forward. I've already changed the cross of the legs. Once you get your blocks out here, guys, bring your fingers together. Press down into your blocks and lift your navel up and move it towards your chest. And keep your chin moving towards the groove of your neck. Yeah, so that there's openness in the back of your neck. Push your blocks, engage your arms, lift your navel up, move it towards your chest. Wonderful, wonderful. and then grip over your blocks and bring them back towards you. Perfect. Perfect. Stretch your legs out in front, and then again, we'll adjust the flesh of the lower buttock. Remember, you rotate out. And go ahead and bring your inner ankle bones together, and then the base of your big toe joint. Stretch your arms out in front, interlace your fingers, left over right. Turn the palms out, really bring the leg bones down. So your upper legs here come down, shin bones come down, heels come down. Everyone spread your thumbs. Spread your thumbs. And then this inner wrist here, draw out. So the thumb sides of your wrist extend out. Inhale, take your arms up. As you bring your arms up, bring your leg bones down. Take your leg bones down. Good. Lift your side ribs, draw your belly button back. Perfecto. Great. And then exhale, release. Perfect. Perfect. I can't do that one, but y'all did that one. Perfect. Okay, so stretch the arms out once more. Make sure that you've adjusted the buttock flesh. Interlace the left index finger over the right. Turn the palms out. And here, that inner wrist bone moves out towards your toes. Your outer wrist, or the pinky sides of your hands, try to press back towards you. Inhale, take your arms up. As your arms go up, draw your abdominal wall back. Bring your heels down. Bring your shins down. Bring your femur bones down. And use that weight to extend the palms up. Spread the palms. Good. Spread the thumbs. Good. And see if you can tuck the outer arms in and lift a little bit higher. Great. And then exhale, release. Perfecto. Danny boy. Dan. Lisa. Okay, and then again, we'll rotate and move the buttock flesh. Again, you could come towards the top edge of your mat, your blankets, I'm sorry. And let's really press out through the base of our big toe joint. Grab your block in your hand if you've got one. Extend the block out. Inhale, take the arms up. Press up through the fingertips. Exhale, come forward. Through the length of the spine, bring the block to the feet. Draw the hands into the block, press the heels to the block, and fold. Let's keep the elbows straight here. Good. And make the arms very, very long. Good, good, good. To get the block to the feet, guys, if you need to, bend the knees, place the block against the soles of the feet, and then push to straighten the knees as much as possible. Bring your spine in and out. Bring the spine. That's it. That's it. Megan, bring your spine into your back, and then try to extend your spine up towards the back of your head. And then inhale, stretch up. Keep those elbows straight here. And then exhale, we'll release. You can extend the block up. Perfect. And the second time that we do Paschimottanasana, move the buttock flesh. Lift your side ribs, take your arms up. Exhale, come forward, bring your heels down. Again, you can bend your knees as long as your knees are together, your leg bones are active, your feet are active. And then exhale, widen the elbows out to the sides this time and fold. See if you can not only extend the tips of your elbows out, but up, out, but up. So draw them out to your sides. And then see if you can lift the tips up towards the ceiling of your elbows. Keep your inner feet together. That's it. Really use the hands to the feet and the feet to the hands. And then inhale, lift up as high as you can here. Perfect. And exhale to release. Great. And I think we did this, I always say yesterday, but there was no class yesterday. Another day we did this. So stay on the edge of your two blankets, guys, but definitely come to the edge. And then separate your feet, and you're gonna cross your left leg over in front. So your left leg crosses, you bend your left knee, and look at your shin bone and see if you can line that shin bone up with the top of your mat. Do you see? So do a dorsiflex of your foot and really press out through your inner heel. This is on your left side. And then lean over and adjust the buttock flesh. Rotate out, draw back. And then go ahead and lean forward, letting your inner groin rotate down. That's it. Now, lean over to your left, bring the right foot over, and you want that outer right ankle bone to come to the inner left knee. Now, lean over again, adjust the right buttock flesh, draw out and back. Now, if you need to, you can use your right hand to kind of externally rotate that right leg, right upper leg. Shift your weight forward, move your inner thighs, your inner groins down. Your bottom has to go back towards your low back. So your sitting bones lift up. They lift and they roll and then come forward. You've got that slant because you're sitting at the edge of the blanket. See if you can really move your navel out. Move your belly. That's great. That's great. Move your belly button out towards your shin bones. Move your back body in, and you can do that by using your hands. Using your hands. Now draw your outer ankle bone down on your left foot. Press it into the mat. Good. Good. Now on your right foot, the foot that's on top, extend out through your inner ankle. Great. And then exhale, release, come up. Perfect. Perfect. And Esther did it with the single leg crossed over. And I forgot to mention that that is an option. So if you get here and there's just no way for you to go any further, take it one leg, right? One leg at a time. That can be done. So we'll switch sides. So when you bring the right side over, you can use your hands and go to bring that shin bone, front of the ankle, lined up with the top of your mat. Adjust the buttock flesh. So one thing you want to do is roll the inner groin down. You're going to touch the yoga mat or your blankets with your inner right thigh. Good. Now lean over and bring the right foot over. And you want to bring that ankle bone. Do an L shape, everyone, with your left hand. Check your sits bones. Make sure they're moving towards your low back, not towards your knees. And then as you lean over, you could do that big external rotation. This time, the very top of that left leg. L shape, draw down and lean forward at the same time. You have to bring that upper left leg bone down. You have to draw the left leg bone back into your hip socket. Engage your legs. So tuck your outer hips in, tuck your outer knees in, and then see if you can extend your inner groin out. Inner growing out. Don't round the spine. Keep your spine coming in and up towards the back of your head. Great, 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 great. And then exhale, release. Oh, grape ape. Some of you guys don't know grape ape. No, grape ape wasn't Kool-Aid. Hanna-Barbera, I didn't know that. I just remember grape ape. Oh, you teenagers would think about it. Yeah, he was kind of barbaric. He was barbaric, wasn't he? Anyway, I don't know, how did y'all get on grape ape? So stretch your legs. Perfect. Let's go one more time. I know that we don't really want to do that, but let's try it one more time. So this time I'm going to bring those blocks. And if you want, you could stay on your blankets or you could use a blanket to cover your block. But I'm going to cross that left over. Now I've got more of an angle, I guess, or more height. So I bring the left leg over, the outer ankle bone against the block, move the outer left hip back, and I'll do that on the right. Now, if I'm here, do you see this movement forward with this right sitting bone, right buttock flesh? That's the top leg. I want to really draw that flesh back and at the same time, bring heaviness to that outer right knee. Do you see? Come forward. Hook the elbows over. You want to draw in and extend the spine. You want to try to roll your upper inner thighs down. And I call that the inner gully. So that indentation at the very tops of your legs literally rolls down towards your yoga mat. So you've got one foot to the knee. Great. And then come up and release. Changes when we change the propping, when we change the position of the pelvis. Do you guys notice that the pose changes in some sort of way, right? I don't know what way it just changes and it all hurts, but it does change. It changes the position and the tilt of the pelvis. Okay. And so switch sides. And that's one thing that there is an interior lift, right, of the pelvis. So you'll roll the inner growing down. And, and then when you bring the left leg over, you can adjust that flesh. And do this, try this. L-shaped left hand, draw the upper left leg down. That's an external rotation. Now, as you come forward, guys, can you attempt to give a little arch to your low back? Something I tell you not to ever do. But today, let's give a little arch, small arch to the low back. And then come forward. And we'll see if that makes a difference. Small arch in your low back as you come forward. Good, good. Small arch in the low back, perfect. As you move forward, you'll notice this moves your spine in. Wonderful, wonderful. See if you can use the backs of your arms here against your shin bones, really kind of tucking your shin bones in. Perfecto, perfect. And then exhale, release. Perfect. Come up and let's stretch our legs out. And we can kind of shake the legs out here and move over to the side, your props, and come to child's pose or Adho Mukha Virasana. And we'll work the child's pose, meaning, well, y'all know what work the child's pose means. Okay, so I'm on the heels. Sits bones and the heel bones are lined up. So in other words, don't do this. Don't hyperextend at your ankles. So you'll lift your bottom and you tuck your outer ankles in and then bring your heels directly under your sitting bones. Again, that inner growing rotates down and the sits bones go up. Again, instead of this, what? There's this kind of an arch almost. And then walk the arms out. Now you'll keep the arms, the elbows straight. And for now, you'll try to get that length in the arms, especially the upper arms. Bring your legs down. Good. Bring your shin bones down and the tops of your feet. Excellent, guys. Excellent. Can you lengthen out your left side rib and your right side rib so that they're even? And they're the length of the inner thigh to the inner knee. Good. And then exhale and let your elbows bend and rest. And here you can just kind of rest any way that you like. And then let's go ahead and bring our head up and go ahead and lift your inner wrists and your elbows for dog pose. Shift your weight over so you've got some weight in your hands. You can push down into your mat, take your inner feet or your base of your big toes apart, come up, lift your knees up, and let's really get that weight back. And so remember, there is an extension from the midline out to your outer body. Good. Good. Leslie Davis, that's excelente. Excellent. Straighten the elbows, separate the fingers, and you guys lift your fingers up and push the mat forward. Use the heel of your hand. That's it, Megan. Good. Descend your calves. See if you can get your calves to drop down into your heels. Lift your kneecaps, lift your quadriceps, engage your legs. So hug the muscle to the bone and move your bones back. Great, 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 great. And then go ahead here, guys. And as you take your exhale, your next exhale, you can come forward and rest again in child's pose. And then go ahead and bring yourselves up. Very good. So I'm going to take a blanket and I'm going to roll just a small blanket, a small roll in my blanket. And I've got the knees separated. I'm going to bring the blanket right to the very top of my legs. I'm going to press down and lift up. So as soon as this, when I draw the leg bones down, I'm going to move the side ribs up. And then I'll come forward just for a moment. I'll shift to the knees with the elbows bent. Come to dog pose. Now, if your blanket falls, I understand, because slippery pants. That's just how it goes, right? So bring the blanket, a small roll, not a huge blanket roll, but it is that between the hip points and the femur bones, yeah. And then take a child's pose, kind of squeeze the blanket. That's it, separate your knees. There you go. So the knees are about hip distance apart, a little bit wider initially when you come into your child's pose. Spread the abdominals against the blanket in the child's pose. Spread the belly against the blanket in the child's pose. Bring the head up, bend the elbows, lift the knees, come into dog pose. Hold the blanket. So you've got to use those hands. You've got to use the legs. That's it. Draw the leg bones back. Hold the blanket. See if you can even lift the tassels of your blankets up. Tassels of your blankets lift up towards your bottom, towards the ceiling. Your heels descend, lift your kneecaps. Perfect. Perfect. And then exhale, release. You can come down, you can move your blanket to the side. Perfect. Good. And then I'm going to grab my blocks and come standing. So put your blocks in front. And I did this so those of you who feel like doing stuff, I just tried this the other day and it was fun. But if you can't do this, you just stand up. So what I'm going to do is come forward, put my hands on my blocks and use a lot of weight on my hands. And I'm just going to pull the feet up and fold. Okay, so I started here. If you can't do that, just stand up. Just stand up. So really, it's all about where you shift your weight. You see? So your weight really is in your hands. So when you lift your bottom, you put all of your weight in your hands, pull your feet forward, lift your knees, stand on your feet, and then fold. Okay, so let's try it, because I didn't see anyone. Let's try it. It's not that hard, is it? Yeah, use your core. Draw your core in to bring yourself to your feet. That's nice, Carolyn. Good. Good. And your blocks now are right outside of your feet. Your feet are together. Let's see if we can really get our feet together and then rotate the inner thighs back. Push with your hands and fold. So your elbows bend, and as you push down, you also push the blocks forward. Bring the blocks right outside of the feet, right outside of the outer feet. Right out, and then bend the elbows, bend the elbows. Good. Leslie, that's great. That's great. Lift your arches. Can you lift your arches away from your yoga mat, not your feet? Just the arches of your feet. Can you lift your inner legs all the way up towards the inner thighs? Push down a little bit deeper, guys, and I want everyone to relax the head and then shift your weight forward some. Really push with your heels, lift your arches, extend your big toes forward, tuck your arms, your elbows in, relax your head. And then inhale, and you can lift up and look out in front. And exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Good. Inhale, come up. Perfect. Perfecto. And I am going to do revolved Ardha Chandrasana, but first I want to do Prasarita Pada. So for this one, you'll just need the stand in the middle of your mat the long way, right? And because I'm going to use the heels for the back edge of the mat. So initially, we'll do this hand-arm variation, Paschimana Namaskar. So you stretch the arms out, you bend the knees, watch guys, you bring the fingertips together away from the back. And then as you bend the knees, you kind of scoop forward, turn the fingertips up, press the palms up. So we get that part first. And then from there, you either step out or you can do this. And look down, line your toes up, roll your shoulders back and down, and we fold. So as you fold, don't come here, but really rock into the fronts of your feet, tuck your chin, and fold, okay? So if you can, and modification, if you can't do Paschimana, is to hold your elbows behind your back, but stand at the back edge of your mat. Go ahead and bend your elbows, bring your fingers behind you. Touch your fingertips, but take your hands as far off of your back as you can. That's it. Now, bend your knees and kind of round your spine and turn your fingertips up. Good. Press up. Press up. Let the pinky sides of your hands come to your back. So here, like a prayer position, pinky fingers come against the spine. Good. Now, once you get that, guys, lift your side rib and step or jump your feet wide. Step or jump your feet wide. Nice, guys. If you can't do the prayer position, hold the elbows. Take your feet a little bit wider. You guys inhale, look up. Now exhale, fold. Really lead. Move your spine away from your pinky fingers. Move your spine away. That's it, Avery. Move your spine away from your pinky fingers. Press your palms into one another and take the tips of your elbows. That's great. That's great. Now relax your head. Everyone, relax your head. Relax your head. Kind of go where your head goes, which should be relaxed and moving down toward your mat. Lift your kneecaps, lift your quadriceps, lift the arches of your feet. Bring your torso so that it's parallel to your mat for a moment. And then come up. Release your hands, interlace your fingers, right index over the left, extend the knuckles back. So the hands again come off of the back like this, and you stretch back. And then as you exhale, draw the knuckles out and fold. So draw the knuckles, the hands, the arms over the head. Pretend that someone's pulling against the knuckles. Bring your thoracic spine in. Thoracic spine in. Nice, guys. Nice, guys. Nice, guys. Nice, guys. Perfect. Relax your head now. Relax your head now. Great. Now press the knuckles out and over. Out and over. Perfecto. And then come up. Torso parallel first, and then come up to release. Great. Now just one more time, and that's just because I saw Brendan doing this. And then I was like, why didn't I think of that? That made so much sense. So especially if you have tight shoulders. So he held a strap, right, in his hands behind his back. And you can also, let's see. Let's do this. Let's make a small loop in our strap. And put it on one wrist. And then go behind your back, put it on the second wrist. Press out into your strap. So I'm doing this, I'm not doing this, but I'm pressing out to really give a lift to the chest. So I'm pressing out into the strap, side ribs up, and then come forward. Really keep drawing out, out into your strap. Oh, whew. That's even harder than the first way. Okay, so draw out into your strap, guys. You're really moving out into your strap with your outer wrists. Your legs and your feet are separated. Good, good. Engage your fingers, though. Don't let your finger. That's great, Leslie. Relax your head now. Relax your head now. Great, Lisa. Great, 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 great. And then come up slowly. Ah, very, very good. And so before you put your straps down, just make your loop shorter or close your loop there. And you'll take your strap up and you'll really press through those knuckles. And then we'll, oh my goodness gracious, we'll go back and we'll come up and really use, and usually when we do this in class and I'm there, I'll take my hand to that inner wrist, thumb side of your wrist, and really extend out. Extend out through your thumb. Extend out through your inner wrist. Don't let your wrist hyperextend. Keep pressing the knuckles up. Good. Take the strap over the head, back to the bottom, and then over again, back to the front of the legs. If you get to a place that is great, then stay there. If you get to a place that you feel is really stretching here, you could stay there. But reach through those thumbs. That's great, Megan. Good, 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 good. Perfect. And then exhale, release. Excellent, guys. That was great. Ah, man, that was some good chest work. Okay, so just throw your straps down, and I'm going to do my foot to the wall. Let's see, Brendan. Brendan, you might can use your little middle part of your door or the outer wall edge. It's just for the foot. So I'm going to start by bringing my 2 blocks in front and folding forward. And really what you want to do here is just kind of try to measure, right? So I'm going to step my right leg in front and take my left leg back. And then I've got to measure, right? Because I want this bottom leg right underneath the hip. And this right hip, which is on the mat, I want to draw back. And I want to press through my left foot, walk my blocks out in front to get some space. You see, and we'll stay here a moment, and then we'll try to push the wall. And if you're out of alignment, it's just not gonna work. So I must be out of alignment here, right? But we want to see if we can bring our hands to our hips, our arms out in front, even if we go one arm at a time. So find a wall, right foot on the mat. It's hard, so it's challenging, but don't make your goal to move your hands up. Make your goal to have your hips in alignment, right? So draw the upper leg bones back, fold, put your hands on your blocks. Your right leg steps into the center. Look at your right toes, make sure they're forward. Now your left foot goes behind you to your wall and your left toes face the floor. That's great, Esther, that's great. Move your blocks forward to get length in the spine. You guys stay here. What I want you to do from here is I want you to come all the way up onto your right tippy toes. Take your right hand in an L shape. See if you can draw that outer right hip back towards your left heel. And then descend your right heel. Make it very heavy. Push the wall, straighten your knees. See if you can lift that right arm right into the right ear and extend out. Bring the right hand down. See if you can extend that left arm out right to the ear. Bring the left hand down. See if you can bring both of your hands to your hips and your torso parallel. Hold. Hands can come down to the block. Release the left foot. Nice. And then walk it out. Is that a song, Walk It Out? Yeah. Walk this way. Well, Walk This Way, but Walk It Out was a song too, wasn't it? I don't know. My grandkids will be like, no, it was never anything. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so.
Taylor Swift, Shake It Off.
Right leg is on the wall, right foot. And then the blocks help to, instead of this, you get that lift. You'll pull that hip back. Oh, it's great. Feels great. And we'll do the same thing that we just did. But really, you should feel that outer hip to your outer foot. That's it. Walk your hands and arms out forward. That gives that length in the spine, right? Straighten the legs and think about your thigh bones. Move your thigh bones back. So that means your femur bones go back towards your hamstring. Walk the blocks out so you get that length in the spine. Y'all look great. You guys look great. Now, see from here if we can take the left arm out right next to the left ear and reach through your fingers. Push with your right hand. Push with your right hand. Bring your left hand down. Lift your right arm up. That one gets a little bit harder to lift, doesn't it? That opposite arm, it gets a little bit tougher to extend that arm out. Bring the right hand down. See if you can here, come up onto your tippy toes, take your hip back, descend your heel. See if you can bring your hands to your hips. Even if it's one at a time. Nice, Megan. Good. And then exhale, release. Perfect. Perfecto. Perfecto. Now, there's really no easy way to do. Well, I wonder. This is not, I don't think this is going to work. Well, actually, yeah, let's do it. So what I'm going to do is take my strap with a little bit more of a loop, like a bigger loop, and I put it right up below the buttocks. So like this. And yeah. And you want it right underneath the lower buttock flesh. See if we can do this. And you'll take the arms up. I'll take the right leg forward. See if I can come forward, really drawing this hip back. Okay. So that is right at my outer hip bones. Outer greater trochanter here. And, you know, the buttock, well, there's no easy way to say this, but the buttocks do go over the strap. Yeah. Right. It's not, but it's effective, right? And you snug that up as much as you can, even though your feet are still apart. So you don't tie and bring your feet together. You tie and bring your feet apart. And then let's take our right leg forward and take your arms up and then bend your right knee and come forward. See if you can let your torso move parallel to the mat and take your left leg up. That's it, that's it, that's it, that's it, guys. That's great, that's great. Now rotate your outer left hip down. That's nice, Megan. And then let's come up and switch. Nice, Esther. That was good. If you wanted to just mess with your neighbors, you could check your mail like this. Go to the grocery store. Try your other side. Just give me a fist shake. But do you guys feel like that controls your hips more? To me, I feel like I have much more balance. Esther's like, eh. Okay, so take your left foot forward, take your arms up, bend your left knee, come forward, come right over that left leg, take your right leg up. So really try to put some weight into that strap. Put some weight. That's nice, Sarah. That's nice. Put some weight into that strap. Nice, Esther. Nice. And then exhale, release. That was wonderful. That was really good, guys. Now take your straps off. I'm stuck, okay? And then let's come down onto, and I'm gonna come into a lunge on my mat with my right leg in front. We're gonna come down all the way, but I'm gonna do this lunge, right foot forward, left foot back. Now watch that right shin bone, it has to go back. And then from here, I'm gonna turn the right toes to the right, left hand on the mat. Watch the left foot come to the outer left foot. Draw the right knee back, look to the right or to the ceiling. I'll come here and then I'll wiggle that left leg back and I'll come seated right on that outer left hip. Okay, so come into a lunge, right leg is forward, left leg is back, right leg is forward, fingertips are down, yeah. And then you really kind of shift forward and backward, kind of rock towards the right foot, and then rock back into the left heel, yeah. Put some weight in that back heel, yeah. Fingertips down, that's it. Now you guys press down onto your mat with your left palm. Right hand can go to your hip, but turn your right toes to the right and turn onto your outer left foot. That's great. That's great. Really take those toes, right toes all the way to the right. That's it, Esther. A little more to the right if you can. Your right toe. That's perfecto. Now draw your outer right hip and your outer right knee back. Take your left arm up and try to lift your outer left hip. Good, Tiffany. Come to your outer foot, Tiff. Come to that outer back foot. Perfecto. Perfect. Now bring your hand to your hip. Go ahead and wiggle your left leg further behind you or further out, and then come seated on your outer left hip. Twist to the right. Good. Good. Great. And then release. Good. Try to turn back to a lunge. So you come here and you try to get back to a lunge, and you can come kneeling to switch, or you could try to jump switch.
Oh, Tiffany.
Now remember, now your left foot is in front, but remember you've got to do this. You don't have to, but this, it feels good. So it really kind of gets into that back leg. You see, use that heel and you'll feel that it really adjusts, it articulates in the leg bones. And then press the right palm, turn your left toes left, come to your outer right foot. Stay with your right hip lifted, lift your left arm. Put that weight in your outer right foot, put weight in your outer right foot, and push enough to almost straighten your left knee. Push enough to almost straighten your left knee. Good. Now bring your hand to your hip, wiggle your bottom leg back. That's your right leg. Kind of twist to the left, bring that outer hip down. Use your foot. That's nice, Paul. Use your foot, guys. Use your foot. And you're on that greater trochanter. You take a slight twist to your left. Good. Great. And then release. Perfect. And when you release here, you could stay, just come seated on your mat. And a blanket is optional for this, but I'm going to put a blanket right at the edge. I'm going to fold a blanket and sit right at the edge of my blanket. I'm going to lean back and take my feet up. It's almost like I'm going to do a boat pose or something of that nature. And then I'm going to take the feet up, cross the right over the left. Watch. And then I'm going to roll through the blanket. I want those legs out in front, not the heels to the back, or not the heels to the blanket. I want to shift forward, grab the feet, turn them all the way up, press down through the base and come forward. So to get there, you'll come here, you'll cross right over left, and then you let yourself go. And then you roll forward, and that the sits bones go up. The sits bones go up. So use that blanket like it's really not there so much for height, but it's there to give a shift of your pelvis, right? So, and I see, look, let's, so some of you I see are here like this. Remember, let's, when we come here, why? Try to get those outer feet to the outer edge of your mat and then come forward. Outer edges of your mat and away from your backside. Now draw your right knee, outer right knee down, grab both of your feet, turn the soles of your feet up. Press your thumb into the base of your big toe joint. Draw your right knee down and pull your right hip back, come forward. But use your knee. Draw your outer right knee down into your inner left knee. Good. And then adjust. Draw the hips back. Perfecto. Come up and switch. That's great. That's great. That's excelente. And you do want to try to keep your knees in contact because you need them. You want to press into them, right? So when you come here and have fun with it, kind of look, kind of just roll with it. You'll go up even higher if you want, and then you see, maybe that'll trick the brain. I mean, maybe it'll trick the body and it doesn't know until it's too late. And then you, I know your brain's like, I sense a trick coming on. And then you grab your feet. Remember, you turn them up, but you can also pull your feet to the side. So your left foot can be drawn out to the right side, and your right foot can be drawn out to the left side. And then you draw that outer knee down, the top knee, draw the hip back, almost pull your shin bone, your calf, your left calf, almost draw it back into your right leg. Come forward. So you keep that contact. You've got to use the hands to the feet, guys. Really turn the feet up, press the base of that big toe joint down. Perfecto. And then exhale, release, and come up. Excelente. Just stretch your legs out. And we can shake our legs out here and sit for a moment. And I'm going to grab one block. I'm going to move this to the side. I'm going to have both of my blocks nearby, but I'm going to start with one. Actually, you can start with two if you wanted to. But I'm going to lie down on the mat. Two is if you feel like maybe the waist is posterior pelvis and the back of your waist is bigger than the block. Right? And it could be. Right? But then we come here. And, well, that for the guys anyway. For the ladies, none of us need two blocks. We got this under control. So watch. So,
That's right. Not saying it's well done, but you know.
So watch for a minute. The knees go up. Soles of the feet go together. Now watch my inner knees. Draw them back. And instead of this, roll your sacrum down. I'm going to release the left. Draw that outer right foot down, remember, and extend that left leg out. Now remember, your left leg can go anywhere, and you can rotate. You can bring it lower, and you can just kind of circle the left leg, or you can let it move up and down here. But my goal at that, watch that right knee, eventually I want that right knee to come onto the floor. Do you see? And I'm really trying to get this left leg, front of this left leg open. Okay, so when you come onto that block, when you lift your feet up, make sure that block of the edge of that block feels like it's at the back of your waist, top. Yeah. Make sure you feel comfortable too. So if you get there and you say, oh, the block is pressing in or it's hurting something, then adjust, make adjustments. But when you bring your feet up, you want the edge of that block to be at the top of your waist, at the iliac crest. So at that crest at the very top of the pelvis. Bring the feet up. Bring the soles of your feet together. Press your inner knees back. Press your inner knees back. Now grab your outer right foot, bend your outer right knee out, release your left foot. Extend your left leg. That's it. Extend your left leg. That's great. Leslie, can you open up your right knee a little bit more? Yeah. Have that right knee, if you can, at a 90-degree angle. That right knee is at a 90-degree angle. That right knee is at a 90-degree angle. That's it, Avery. Pull your foot back some towards the door. Yep. Good. And you guys can hold that right foot with your right hand, or sometimes even using a strap. And then that left leg really does its work. Great. To the left. Remember, you can give a dorsiflex. That's it. You give a dorsiflex. Nice, you. To that left foot. Yeah. And you let that left leg move. Remember, it can circle. It can make small circular motions. It can kind of move up and down. But let's keep that right kneecap bent. Can you guys touch your right kneecap to the floor? That's great, Esther. And then if you can do that, bring that left buttock to your block. Now, everyone bring your left leg center of your mat, and then bring your left heel to your mat and completely straighten your left knee. Good. Open up the front of your left leg. Left heel bone down. Stretch the front of your left leg. Left heel bone against the mat. Stretch the front of the left leg. And then exhale, release. Come back to Baddha Konasana. Soles of your feet together, inner knees back. So inner knees move away from you. Tuck your outer hips in. Good. Ground your sacrum. Keep holding your left outer foot with your left hand. Extend your right leg. Remember, your right leg goes out to your right, and it can go wherever you like. Right? That right leg, it's like you're just trying to find maybe spaces that you hadn't been able to reach into, or that you didn't know exist, or these deep six muscles that really kind of can cause a lot of tightening in the pelvis and in the pelvic floor and around the buttock. So you're just trying to kind of move into those deeper muscles. Now remember, you draw the outer foot down, try to dorsiflex your foot, your left toes. Dorsiflex. That helps to pull that knee down. Now your straight leg, which is your right leg, remember you can rotate those toes externally. Now that right leg can move out to the side, it can move back in. Turn your toes all the way down and pull that right foot to your right ear. I mean, there are many things that you can do, but find that place. Good. Perfect. And now everyone bring that right leg back center and bring your right heel down. And then try to straighten that right knee. Right heel on the mat. Right thigh bone to the mat. Pull down on your outer left foot. See if you can bring your left kneecap to the floor. That's it. Keep reaching and pulling to your right. And then exhale, release. Perfect. You can lift up and remove your block. Now, listen, this one is going to be a little more challenging, but what I'm going to do is I've got 2 blocks this time. And I think if you don't have 2, 1 would work, right? But I've got 2. 1 would work. 1 would work well. I've also got my feet near the wall so that when I do get up, and these are both flat. Both of these blocks are flat and they're just stacked one on top of the other. And then I get adjusted. I'm here, right? And then I'm going to grab my strap, bring my shoulders down, bend my right knee, bring that strap around the right foot, and then watch the left leg. This is the most important part. Watch the left leg. Straighten that left leg. Straighten the left leg. If your left foot can hit the wall, do that. You have to really balance here so that the sacrum is evenly spreading onto your mat. And then I'll take the right leg out to the right toes down, right knee down, right elbow bent. This leg is straight, not like this. Guys, watch this. Not here. This leg is straight. The foot is pressing the mat or the foot is pressing the wall. Okay, and then we'll come here. We'll bend the knee, release. So if you have a wall, get in close enough to press that left foot into the wall. If you only have one block, that's okay. If you have two, stack them on the smaller level, one on top of the other, just like that. And come on top of those blocks like you're doing bridge or setu bandha. Yeah, setu bandha. Let your shoulders relax on your mat. Good, and you do this opening of your chest. Let's stay here for a moment. Just rest for a moment. Once you get on your blocks, kind of see if you can put some weight in those shoulders and upper arms. Move your thoracic spine in. That's it. That's it. This is still chest work. Nice, guys. Keep your knees bent. Keep your knees bent. Grab your strap. Lift your right foot. Put your strap around your right leg. Use your left foot. You've got to use your left foot to help you with that. Now, don't bring the leg too far back. Have it right out over the hip. Nice, guys. Nice, nice. You've got that right leg extended up. Right leg extended up. Now, let's see. And it might work if we reach up and grab the strap with the right hand, turn your right toes to the right. It might work if we keep that left knee bent for just a second. Turn your right toes to the right. Take your right leg out to the right using your left foot. Once you get your right leg out to the right, straighten your left knee. Straighten your left knee. Draw that left foot down, guys. Remember, left foot must stay on the yoga mat. That's nice, everybody. That's really nice. Open the front of your left leg. That's where we're going. Press through your left foot or press the wall with your left foot. Bring your left thigh bone to the floor. Great. Bend the left knee, bring the right leg up, switch. Nice. And some of you are using the wall, not necessarily the heel on the mat, but just using the foot on the wall with the leg parallel to the mat. That's perfect. That's a modification. That's a way that if that quadricep and psoas muscle is extremely tight, that gives you a little bit of a what do you call it? It gives you a little bit of freedom of space. And then once you get your strap here, take your strap around your left foot and you keep your right knee bent. Turn your left toes to the left, your left knee to the left, take your left leg out, but use that right foot. Use that right foot. Now, once you get your left leg out, you can straighten your right knee, press the wall or press the mat. That's nice, Leslie Davis. That is excelente. Excelente. So the higher that right foot is up, the easier it is, or the less intense, I could say, not easy, the less intense. You can bend that elbow out, push with your right foot, see if you could take that left leg more out, more external. Good. Now draw the navel to the right. Bring the back of the right arm down. Beautiful. Beautiful. Nice. Bring the leg back up, bend the knee. You can bend that straight knee, which is the right knee, and bring the leg up. Go ahead, you can release your straps. Just put them to the side. And we'll stay here in Setu Bandha for a moment. You can even release, you can grab your yoga mat, roll your upper arms back and down. See if you guys can grab your mat with your hands. Let's see if we can straighten our knees. And this is not what I want you guys to do, but when you straighten your knees, you roll those inner feet down. You make the front of your legs very long. Tops of your shoulders and your upper arms are heavy. They relax. And then bend your knees. You can place your feet on the mat. Let's lift our legs up, our feet up. And I think we could, well, we can't interlace, but you can grab your blocks with your hands and then take your legs up. Take your legs up. And you can also grab your mat, or you could bend your elbows, press the backs of your arms down, palms face each other. Good. See if you can pull your legs back some, but give a big arch in your low back so that your sacrum stays long. Your sacrum stays long. So in other words, press the outer hips away from you. Roll the sacrum to the block and lift the chest. And then bend the knees, separate the feet and the knees, bring the feet down. Try to get them to touch your mat same time. Lift your bottom up. Remove your blocks, just put them out to the side. When you roll yourselves down, bring your knees into your chest and just wrap your arms around your knees. Any movements, maybe you want to roll side to side or front to back. Release your knees, take your knees to your left and you twist to your right. And you can bend the elbows and move that left shoulder blade to the left. If you need to modify this, you can bring a blanket under that left outer knee, or you can bring a block between the inner knees. And then bring knees up and let's go over to the right. And as I move the knees to the right, I'm moving the belly to the left. And then I want to lift the right shoulder blade up, take it to the right, twist a little deeper to my left. And then go ahead and bring your knees back to the center. Put your feet on the mat, inner knees together, feet a little bit wider. You can lift and tuck, just trying to give us some length at the back. Bring the inner feet together. And you may need your strap, but what I'm going to do is take this right knee into the chest, grab the inner and the outer right foot with my hands, extend my right leg up, and I'm just going to pull that leg in. But as you draw your right leg in, you really want to move that hip, outer right hip away. So you're still trying to open up the lower back. And then bend the right knee and bring the right foot down. So if you can get that left knee into your chest here, and you reach in and grab your foot, maybe do a dorsiflex of your left foot, and then push to straighten your left knee. You'll pull that left leg in, but that left thigh bone goes opposite. It moves away. Try to get that thigh bone to move back, away from you, even if you have to use your own thumb, your own left hand to draw that hip down. And then release, bend the knee, perfect. and release. And I'm going to bring the knees up, roll over to the right, and come up for my inversion. So for your inversion, you can do headstand, handstand, pincha mayurasana, legs up the wall, which is an option. Now listen, if you are ready to start your Shirsasana practice, which is your headstand practice, um, take it in steps, take it in stages. Let me show you guys how Esther started her practice for headstand. And I think that she's kind of already now faced the other direction and moving more into the traditional way. But this is the way to practice this pose if especially you're concerned about the strength of your shoulders, you're concerned about the neck and those sort of things. This is a good way to practice. So you sit back to the wall, and when you come forward, you'll put your hands out on your blankets. I really don't know how to measure, but further than where your feet are. And then you interlace your fingers, fingers facing you. The main part of this headstand, guys, is that your elbows are right underneath your shoulders. So they're not like this. So you have to walk them in, press your outer hands deep into your blanket, and watch my shoulders push them up. And then when you come forward, you bring your head down and you, again, adjust your elbows and hold your head. And then you take your feet up. I could probably be a little bit closer, but once you get your feet up, you can start to work one leg up. But the work is in those shoulders. The work is in the shoulders. Okay. That's and Brendan, you don't need that. You just now if you're working on it, but you're working on moving away from the wall, then face the wall with your backside. Do the same thing, but move away from the wall. Do you want it? You girls want to try? No? Okay. Take your legs up or whatever you want to do. Now, if you're just practicing Shirsasana, I mean, if you practice it a lot, nice Carolyn, nice Michael, nice Molly, nice Lisa. Good, good Paul. Legs up the wall is also an option for you guys. Few more seconds, guys. If you're in legs up the wall, relax. You can turn the palms up. You could take the arms over the head. You can hold elbows over the head, or you could bend the elbows and let your hands rest on your belly. That's if you're in legs up the wall. If you're in headstand, really press that floor to get those shoulders up. Good. Press the floor to get the shoulders up. Good. And then let's come down, guys. Those of you in legs up the wall, stay there. Headstanders, you can stand up and fold, or you can take child's pose. And if your feet to the wall in Shirsasana, see how can I, if you don't feel like you're getting anything out of it, you are. So just pulling into an L shape and working the lifting, the base of headstand is your arms and your hands. That's your base. You have to anchor that base to your foundation, right? Those of you who are relaxing or releasing from headstand, you guys can bend your knees and work your way down onto your mat. Those of you in legs up the wall, you can take an exhalation of your breath and maybe bend your knees, push away from the wall, and then roll over to your right and come up. And then once you come up, I'm going to go back down. I'm going to go back down onto my mat. And actually, I think I'll just rest with this little blanket for just a moment and then we'll finish up. So I've got just a enchilada folded blanket. And
Vegetarian enchilada.
yeah, it's a vegetarian. Oh, that feels so good. And then I'm just going to come down. If you want, you can bend the knees and just relax over that blanket. And I may straighten those knees and push the wall. I want to really bring the belly down. Oh, feels so good. So that blanket is at your lower back. Yeah. Yeah. Bring it at the lumbar. Now the lumbar spine, think about lower than, it's below the back rib cage. And when you get this, you can push your feet into your wall to bring your legs down, and then you could take your arms up. They're lumbar. Yeah. So you're giving yourself a little arch. Can you guys feel that little bit of a lift there? Even though you're still drawing your abdominal wall towards that blanket. Can you feel? So what that does, and if you notice, the front of your pelvis should feel as if it's drawing up towards your chest. So the skin on the front of your body should feel like it's moving up. And the skin on the back of your body should be moving down towards the wall, towards the heels of your feet. And then you can relax your arms for a moment and even your legs. Can you guys, as you're here, just bring the soles of your feet together? If it's comfortable, if it's painful for you, then you can keep your legs straight. But if you're okay, bring the soles of the feet together, Baddha Konasana, and then draw the abdominal wall down towards that blanket. And do this really gently, softly, quietly. So there's a movement of the abdominal wall towards your blanket. And then also see if you can lift your abdominal wall under your front ribs. So you can draw back and then up. Good. And then we'll release or you can bring your feet, soles of your feet onto your mat. Walk your feet in close to your bottom. Grab your blanket, lift your bottom, bring your blanket to your bottom. I'm going to take my strap in my hands, put my belt around my right foot, extend my right leg up. I'm going to grab my strap with my left hand, and I want to bring that left hand up, all the way up to the right foot. And then I'll take that right leg over to the left, and this left knee rotates in. Now, once I get my right as far as I can, straighten your left knee. Your left toes are straight up to the ceiling. Straight up to the ceiling. Start with your left knee bent. When you bring your strap around your right foot, take your right leg to the left. Your left knee is bent. It's going in. So you get that compacting, that internal rotation of your leg. You guys can look to your right. Now, as your leg is moving over, look to your right. Now, straighten your left knee very slowly. Press the wall with the left foot. Push the wall with the left foot. Bend your left elbow. Look to your right. Look to your right. And then bring your right leg back, bend your left knee, left foot on the mat, release your right foot. Rest for a moment. Bend your left knee up, bring your left foot up, strap around your left foot. Now go ahead and straighten that left knee. Grab with your right hand. This right knee comes in. Think of this as like you're crossing your legs, right? And then really begin to draw down through the tip of your right elbow. Straighten your right knee. You can also reach up and grab your yoga mat with your left hand. Look to your left, twist to your left, take your left leg to your right. You keep this compacting of your outer hips as if they're tucking in. Good, good. Your abdominal wall moves opposite of your left foot. So reach opposite, twist opposite. Great, 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 great. Great. And then go ahead and bring your leg back and bend your knees, both knees, release your strap. You're still against that blanket. Bring your inner knees together, your feet out wide. You keep your straps for a moment. Remember, you can even grab your mat and you really pull your mat towards your feet and you press your torso away from your feet. So you're just trying to get length here. You're trying to get length. I'm going to bend the knees up again, and I'm still on that blanket at my sacrum. I'm going to bring the strap around both of my feet, extend both of my legs up. Now, don't want to pull. So if you're like this, your legs are too close to you. So go ahead and bring the legs back. They may seem to be further back than you think. Hold your strap, really pull down on your strap, press up into your strap, move your outer hips away. You can give a little, there's a teeny arch of the back. Small, the chest goes up. Press through the base of your big toe joint. Release your strap, take your arms over your head. Bring your belly towards the mat. Relax the face, but activate the legs. Good. Grab the strap again. Bend the left knee, release the left leg from the strap. Straighten the left knee, straighten the right knee. Have some activity, some engagement in the muscles of that right leg and left leg. And then bend the left knee, bring it into the strap, release the right leg. Don't lift your bottom away from your blankets. Don't lift your bottom away from your blankets. Press into the wall with your left foot or bring your left heel down, right heel. And then bend the right knee, bring the right foot into the strap. Hold both of the legs up, draw down on your strap. One more time of drawing the arms up and over the head. Bring the abdominal wall towards the mat and then under the front rib, reach through the arms. Take the legs and the arms opposite. Everyone pull the legs away from the torso just a little bit. Draw the legs away from you just a little bit. Base of the big toe joint up, legs active. Face, relax the face. Grab the strap, bend the knees, bring the feet down. Perfecto. You can lift up, move, take your blankets to the side, I'm going to do the ankle roll. So I'm going to grab below the right knee at the upper right shin. You can extend the left leg and you're going to roll the ankle 30 times clockwise and 30 times counterclockwise. Let's see if we can focus or isolate this to just the right ankle. Take your time, take deep breaths, go very slowly. See if the rest of your body can relax, even the muscles in your face, the tongue, the throat, the space between the ears. See if you can relax and isolate this right ankle clockwise and then counterclockwise. There's a total of 60 ankle rolls here. Go deep. So if you find a space where you get to and there's like this, there's kind of a tightness or something that feels like you can't reach into it. Stay at those spots a teeny bit longer, just to give a little bit of attention. Avoid, because when we get tired in this one, sometimes we begin to just kind of flop the foot. So don't flop the foot, but literally rotate the ankle. And you may hear clicking and popping noises and sounds. And that's usually tightness and ligaments and tendons and things kind of popping and pulling over each other. Usually nothing crazy. And it is intense for everyone. So if you feel like it's intense for you and that something's wrong with you, that's not the case. It's intense for everyone. Yeah. If it feels intense, that's a good thing. If you feel absolutely nothing, something's gone wrong. Now, when you get done with your right side, switch to your left. You release your right leg and you let it rest for a moment just to kind of let that, the energy, see where the energy moves. And then you move over to your left side. Good. Take deep breaths and focus or put some attention in every part of that ankle joint. Notice how it's affecting the rest of your body. I would think burning sensations would mean still tightness. And then once you are done, you can release your left knee and then just rest. Your legs can extend out. You know, the text that I read for this is that this one moves the prana. Now, the prana is the life force energy. So this rotation coming from the lowest part of the body it also is to balance the joint. One small imbalance in any joint creates an overall imbalance. Very nice, guys. And once you get done here, you can prepare for Shavasana. So I'm going to stay as I was, and that blanket that I had underneath my sacrum a minute ago, I'm just going to put that right on the top of my upper leg. And take your arms out, palms up, or come up, move into the wall, Put the blanket under the back of the knees or under the back of your head, or cover your entire body with the blanket. It's really up to you how you would like to take Shavasana. Lately, I have been talking about taking Shavasana in the prone position. If you're interested in that, you would use some blankets underneath the front of your feet or your ankles, like this, uh, just to relax and give some space to the lower back. And you could do whatever you wanted with the arms. That's up to you guys. So it's completely up to you, but just know that you can even take Shavasana in child's pose, resting the belly on blanket. So once you get here, close the eyes and begin to relax the entire body, every muscle and every bone in the body. With your exhalation, let go of the organs and let the abdominal area relax. I know that the belly, the abdominal, is a place of tension. It's another place where we hold in. So with a soft exhalation, begin to let your entire body melt into your mat. Your tongue should relax and your eyeballs should become very heavy. Finally, move your senses inward. You can kind of slightly tuck them away. Begin to deepen your breath. Slowly move your awareness back into the room. Small movements when you're ready in your fingers and in your toes. Bend the elbows. You can bring your hands to your belly or to your heart. When you're ready, stretch your arms up and over your head for a full body stretch. Really move into the fingertips. Release the arms again to your side body. You can bend your knees one at a time and bring your feet onto the mat or the floor, or even the wall. Deepen the breath and bring the knees into the chest one at a time. You can wrap your arms around your knees and any movement, side to side or maybe front to back. And then with an exhalation, roll over to your right and hold here in a fetal position. The arm or the hand can be used to support the head. Come seated in any seated position you'd like. Hands heart center, third eye for the thumbs, or hands resting at the legs. Just take a moment in silence, honoring the true self. And I have a whole bunch of Iyengar quotes to read to you guys. The philosophy of pain is to conquer it. Pain comes to guide you. Pain is your guru. If the foundation is firm, the building can withstand anything. Yoga is the foundation so that the self is converted into the subject. Focus on keeping your spine straight. It's the job of your spine to keep your brain alert. Asana penetrates deep into each layer of the body and ultimately into consciousness itself. And very last, freedom with true discipline is true freedom. Thank you guys very much. Namaste.